Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Patience Davis. Do you mean the address of our facility that we work at?
Where you live?
Okay, I live 436 Road 1057, Tupelo, Mississippi. Great place to live, and our employees want to stay here. That's part of what we're talking about. I work at the Thomas Street branch of the United States Postal Service, and we're here tonight not only as employees, but as concerned citizens. The Postal Service is trying to move our outgoing mail from Tupelo to Memphis, Tennessee. They claim this will have no effect on service, but those of us employed there know better. There are 46 towns in Mississippi that have a 388 zip code. We process the outgoing mail for all of these towns. Currently, our mail is processed in a timely manner, and we are able to get mail from 388 to 388 overnight. To keep getting this standard of service, they would have to change mail collection times or even possibly the operating hours of some offices such as Houston and Amory. Their trucks do not currently get to Tupelo in time to go to Memphis and be returned for the next day's delivery. Changes in collections and delivery times are not considered by the Postal Service as delayed mail. Checks and important medications may not reach their destination when they are needed. Credit ratings could suffer with late payments. Cards and gifts could arrive later. For businesses, earlier collections and later deliveries could mean the difference between success and failure. And let's keep in mind here that we have a big neighbor business coming in, Toyota in Blue Springs, and that would be a lot of outgoing mail. With the proposed addition of a nightly round trip to Memphis and back, any mail that misses a new cutoff time could be delayed by a day or more. Under their plan, the postmark would automatically change to Memphis. The Postal Service says that our local postmark will still be available. What is not being said is that if approved, most of the public would have to wait in line at the post office and request a local postmark. The Postal Service says that no career employees will lose their jobs. The facts are, under this plan, jobs will be cut from the Tupelo facility, and we will lose postal machinery used to process mail from our plant. The employees will not necessarily go to Memphis with the mail. The Tupelo employees would have to be placed in the nearest opening, which could be up to 500 miles away. 85% of us live in this area and may have to relocate up to hundreds of miles away in order to keep our jobs. Along with the loss of jobs from our state will go the economic and community impacts these Tupelo employees and their families have here in Tupelo. Memphis already processes more mail than it can handle, and they frequently delay mail, as witnessed by those of us, such as myself, who run these machines here in Tupelo. We receive mail from Memphis on a daily basis that is already late. Because of the frequent occurrences of Memphis sending us our mail late, our superiors are now documenting and reporting the late mail from Memphis daily. With mail already arriving to us from Memphis late every day, how can they assume they will process our mail from here, any faster or more efficiently than we do? We here at Tupelo are also one of the top-ranked offices in machine utilization in the southeast area. And I ask, why would the Postal Service threaten an operation that consistently performs so well?
Thank you. Next.
Hello, my name is Amanda Berryhill, and I live at 75 Collins Street, Akron, Mississippi. I am the president of our American Postal Workers Union 10-Tom area local. And I just wanted to give you some of the economic stats that the post office wants you to believe is all about saving money and consolidating. But actually, whenever they decided to move the Olympia, Washington outgoing mail to Tacoma, Washington, when they did their 6-month post-implementation review after 18 months, they found that they had actually lost $1.5 million. This was a move of only 31 miles and 37 minutes of driving. The distance from Tupelo, Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee is about 110 miles and almost 2 hours of driving time. If a move of only 31 miles cost them over $1.5 million, how much will a move of 110 miles cost? As I said earlier, I work at the Thomas Street Post Office. In my opinion, Memphis already plays too big a role in our operation. In order to better service, Memphis received a flat sorting machine. This means that we now send our magazines and catalogs that need sorting to Memphis. Now I see firsthand how this affects the mail flow. We receive what we call Memphis flats 2 to 3 times a week. This affects timely delivery of these magazines and catalogs. To me, service has suffered. Memphis sends our priority mail on later trucks. This affects our ability to timely dispatch letters and packages to our associate offices, which means carriers are leaving later. To me, service has suffered. If we lose Mississippi jobs to Tennessee, to me, service will suffer greater. Since service is in our name, shouldn't service be our aim? How can moving Mississippi mail to Tennessee improve service? Each of you can stop this. You can help us maintain your level of service by contacting your congressmen, senators, and local officials and tell them that you want your mail to stay local. Please help us stay here.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Billy Woods, and I live in Mount Olive, Alabama, which is a suburb of Birmingham. I'm the representative for Amanda and the others in here in Tupelo. I not only represent the clerks here, but I represent clerks in all of Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama. And unfortunately, I've been at too many of these meetings lately. The Postal Service is not like anyone else. I mean, they're hitting hard times as well. I've been with the Postal Service over 20 years, I know. But the problem is, just as these ladies have done a great job of explaining, is the Postal Service is trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Places such as Tupelo do an outstanding, an excellent job of mail processing. As you probably all already know, you get your mail in a timely fashion. But let me just give you some figures, the Postal Service's figures. From year to date, Tupelo has been allocated 78,619 hours to process mail. Of that 78,619 hours, they've only used 70,000 of it. So they're almost 10% below what they could have used, which, if you're in business, you know that's outstanding. On the other hand, Memphis, though, their plan has been to allocate 950,663 hours over this same time period. They've used 1,100,577 hours, or over 15% more than what they were allocated. So you got to ask yourself, how's it going to be more efficient to move your local mail to Memphis? It's not. And I don't see anybody on here from the Postal Service to defend themselves. So, and they were asked by my constituents to be at this meeting to explain themselves. So that shows you what they care about Tupelo, Mississippi. And as Amanda said, you can stop this. Hattiesburg, Mississippi went through the same thing. They stopped it. And I don't have to tell you how it was stopped. The squeaky wheel, you get the oil. If you squeak to the right person in Washington, D.C., it'll stop. That's what you've got to do. You've got the power to do that. The citizens can do that as well. Now, normally working for the Postal Service, I'd ask you to mail a letter. But with anthrax being what it was several years ago, it takes a long time to get a letter to a congressman in Washington, D.C., unfortunately. But you can go online, you can send them emails, you can send them faxes, and you can call them. You all know who your representative, your senator is. But that's how to stop it. Jackson, Tennessee went through this 2 years ago. They stopped it the same way. But that's how to stop it. You don't want to lose your identity. And it won't stop with just this. If they're able to do this, you have a station here. That'll be the next thing they'll want to take away. Plus the fact, as Amanda said, you got to look at, if they move the mail processing, they will move employees out of Tupelo. So that's going to cost you tax dollars and revenue for property tax, sales tax, all that. So I would ask, along with Amanda, that you do this. You contact your senator. You contact your congressman. If you want to keep your mail delivery here, And I'm sure your citizens will appreciate it, and they can do the same thing as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank all of y'all for speaking tonight and giving us that information. Thank you.